Welcome to part 7 of Seeking Ye Shall Find. Brief break-in. June the 17th, 2024 by man's calendar. And I'm going to jump right on into this because I want to really try to bang out a few more of these tonight. And I really want to hit this home. But let's recap verse 3 in Isaiah 65. A people that provoke me to anger continually to my face, that sacrifices in gardens and burneth incense unto altars of brick, which remain among the graves and the lodge in the mountains, which eat swine, flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. Broth of abominable things are in their vessels. This is God talking. Which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. Wow, bam! Yep, the Lord done hit a bunch of ministers these days. Right there with that, he smoked up the church. Right there, he just smoked the head of the church. I don't know as I've ever been in a church where there wasn't at least a few of these. These are a smoke in my nostril, a fire that burneth all the day. Now, I'm not going to go any deeper into that, but I recommend you go ahead. But I just wanted to make the point that this is who God is forgiving, these kinds of people. Come out of your sin. Come out of your idol worship. And you might say, well, I don't worship idols. I don't bow down to nothing. If you set something before the one true God and before worshiping Him, you are still bowing to idols, whether you actually kneel down to it or not. Whatever you give your time and your heart to, that is your idol, whether it be your family or just your friends down the street, your neighbor, the lust in your own heart, edifying yourself, your job, your sports stuff, your wants of the things you want to do. Just giving some examples here of your idols. And don't tell me, I know I've had this discussion with the Lord. He pulled me out of my stuff. All things in moderation. But God should not be in moderation. He should be always, forever. Because He is a jealous God. And He said for us to have no God before Him. Nothing, not video games, not TV, not radio, stereo, whatever. Not shopping, not going to get your nails done, not your vacations, not you running down the beach naked, or half naked, in your bra and panty sets, and so forth. When He told us to be dressed modestly, you are shaking your fist in the face of God every time you do that. Saying, Nanny, I dare you to do something to me, Lord. And let's talk a little bit about when you holler, well, Jesus, just for any old occasion. Stop invoking the name of the Lord in vain. His name is not a cuss word, and He will not hold you guiltless. You're going to burn in hell for taking His name in vain. That's what's going to happen. Now, you stop that. It's a filthy vagrant that does things like that. And I've had to call several down lately about this. And no, I am not no easy one. When I call somebody down for it, I call them down for it. I just tell them, you ain't supposed to be, don't be invoking the name of the Lord. Just like I'm doing right here on this video. Don't be invoking the name of the Lord unless you need Him in prayer. Or unless you praising Him. Let's not disrespect the Lord by taking His name in vain. Especially after He came here and died for us when He wasn't even guilty. Let's show Him the respect that He deserves. Let's give Him the due benevolence that He should have. Let us worship Him without fail. Now I'm going to get into the next verse. All right, I'm going to jump on in here to Jeremiah. Which is another wonderful prophet of God. Lord knows I am thankful for Jeremiah. For he did many things I am grateful that he did. So, let's get on into this. This is Jeremiah 29, and I'm going to kick off at verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams which ye cause to be dreamed. For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, just to restate that there, at Babylon, I want to get that across there. It has to be after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you. This is the Lord saying He's going to visit. Y'all should have been reading this, and you would have known that Jesus was going to visit after the 70 years be accomplished. He said He would visit. When you visit, you just come for a short spell. See how things is going. Now, this is not talking about the second coming. This is a visit. I will visit you, He says, and perform my good word toward you, in causing you to return to this place. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. And I will be found of you, saith the Lord, and I will turn away your captivity. And I will gather you from all the nations. See, I told you Israel is scattered abroad. Y'all ain't been listening. I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places where I have driven you. Now this, God himself drove us here. I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith the Lord. And I will bring you again into the place whence I have caused you to be carried away captive. Because ye have said, the Lord hath raised us up prophets in Babylon. Know that thus saith the Lord of the King that sitteth upon the throne of David, and of all the people that dwelleth in the city, and of your brethren that are not gone forth with you into captivity. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will send upon them the sword, the famine, and pestilence, and will make them like wild figs that cannot be eaten. They are so evil. Now I'm going to leave off right there. That was verse 17. But if you want to continue in reading Jeremiah 29, by all means do that. It's a wonderful book. I recommend that you read it all of the prophets, and that you recommend. I recommend you read the whole book, the whole Bible, King James Version. And don't be deceived by devils. Let me get the next verse. All right, let's jump on into Zephaniah. Zephaniah, Zephaniah. Zephaniah. The book of Zephaniah. We're going to chapter 2. And I'm going to jump right on into this, because this will be my last video for tonight. But by the grace of the Lord, I will try to finish these in the morning. Lord's will. But anyways, because I've got to get rest for work tomorrow. But let's get on into this. Chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Ye gather together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord cometh upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord. Now see, this is all Bible, people. We're supposed to be doing this before that day comes upon us. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. Not of Israel, not just of that little nation over there, of the earth. See that? Of the earth. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Rapture verse. It may be that ye be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Now I'm going to stop right there, because I'm out of time on this video. But I want to point out what I just said about Gaza. Y'all freaking out about what's going on in Gaza, and it's right here in the Bible. Get over it. Get over it. Let the Lord do his work. Stay out of his way. Just pray God's will be done. He know what he doing. I will see you in the next part, hopefully by the grace of the Lord in the morning, and we'll get the rest of this little segment knocked out, because there's just a few more verses to go. So hopefully by in the morning I can get all those hammered out. See you then.